You're here. You're here. I'm here. You're big. You're old.
I'm Ari Carpel with Time. Today I'm asking 10 questions of Jeff Bridges. Earlier this year he won the Oscar for his work in Crazy Heart, and now he's followed it up with the sci-fi sequel Tron Legacy and the Western remake True Grit. Jeff, thanks so much for being with us.
Hey, my pleasure, Ari.
Our first question comes from Denise Barnes in Chicago. How does it feel to be back in the Tron universe after some 20 years?
Wow. In a way, it seems like we just had a long weekend and then got back to work because the fella who wrote the first one and directed the first one, Steve Lisberger, he was on the set all the time. And I think Disney was very smart to include him. So while the film can be seen on its own, you don't have to have seen the first one for it to make sense. But if you did see the first one, it's a great through line, you know. So in a way, it seemed like it was just kind of, you know, like I said, had a long weekend, went right back to work. And in the other sense, so much has changed. You know, when we did the first one, there was no internet. We carried our cell phones in big suitcases, and, you know, it was a different world. And now, gosh, this movie makes that old one look like a black and white TV show, you know.
Tron Legacy has a pretty unique take on a father-son relationship. Is there something in particular that your father imparted to you?
Yeah, my dad, gosh, a bunch of stuff. Certainly all of the acting basics. You know, I can remember as a young kid doing Sea Hunt, you know, a series that he had back in the 60s, and him teaching me, you know, all this basic stuff, how to make it seem, you know, real, for, you know, like it's happening for the first time, and, you know, all those sorts of things. I think the main thing I learned from him was his approach, not only to his work, but also to his life. He was a very joyful guy, and you know, that joy would kind of spread through the company when he would come on set. I got to work with him as an adult a couple of times, and then in Blown Away and also in Tucker, and that was really evident.
How does it feel to play the role that John Wayne won an Oscar for?
One of the first things I asked the Coen brothers when they invited me to come on board was why they wanted to make True Grit again. There's already that movie, and they said, well, we're not interested in that. The movie we're making is totally referring to the book by Charles Portis, and that's what we're doing. We're not, you know, we're not concerned about making a remake of that movie per se. So that was kind of a relief to me. It means I didn't have to get into the Duke's boots. You know, I could just start fresh. Well, that's what I did.
Can we depart this afternoon?
We? You are not going. That is no part of it.
Well, you have misjudged me if you think I'm silly enough to give you $50 and watch you simply ride off.
I'm a bonded U.S. Marshal.
That weighs but little with me.
A reader in Seattle asked, what's the role that pushed you the hardest, and why?
Each role is a challenge. You know, what one that really comes to mind is Crazy Heart, and probably why is because music is so dear to my heart. I love making music, and I was, you know, really wanted to make sure I didn't let that beautiful long pass, you know, drop from my hand, you know. And we had such a, you know, a great script, such a great team that Scott Cooper brought together. And so, you know, I just wanted to do justice to that opportunity, you know.
Such a good movie.
It's a good one.
Is it impossible for you to go bowling and not be bombarded by references to Lebowski?
Gosh, what a funny question. Well, Dan, you know, it's so weird. I don't think I've been bowling since Lebowski. But now as I say that, maybe I must have been bowling there. 15 years, no bowling? I don't know. I probably, you know, I get, you know, A lot of people dig the dude. I get that a lot. Wherever I go. It's probably the character I'm most recognized for that I've portrayed.
You need to go bowling.
Are you a bowler?
Not particularly, but I think it's
When was the last time you went bowling?
I went bowling 2 years ago in the Valley.
See, God, I wish I had a mind like that, man, like a steel trap.
Well, because I go so infrequently, I actually remember.
But I can't remember, last week, let alone 2 years ago.
If you weren't an actor, what would you be?
Well, Lorena, you live in a real music town there, Austin. Gosh, I'd probably be a musician. I love music, love to play in Austin.
Well, Jeff Bridges, thanks.
All right.
So nice to meet you.
Great, nice meeting you. All right, good talking.
You missed your shot, Cogburn.
Missed my shot!
You are more handicapped without the eye than I without the arm.
I can hit a gnat's eye at 90 yards. That Chinaman is running them cheap shells on me again.
I thought you were going to say the sun was in your eyes. That is to say, your eye